Chapter 4. King or Magician. The spot where Bunny Boy landed on the spinning world was as white as his own short tail. "Oh!" he cried as he hit the world with a bang and a bounce. But a bang and a bounce were not all. Bunny Boy found himself slipping across a field of ice. "The world is topsy-turvy! Where am I? Will I ever stop?" he cried. Then he bumped into a big piece of ice, and down he fell beside it. Soon a crowd of strange creatures walked up to Bunny Boy and stood there looking at him. "What do you think he is?" asked one of the creatures. "Where did he come from? I see no boat or airplane," said another. "He came tumbling out of the air. Perhaps he is a magician," said another. Just then the little rabbit opened his eyes. He was frightened when he saw the circle of strange creatures all around him. They all wore dark suits and white shirts made of feathers. Their feet were very red, and their funny little wings looked more like flippers than wings. "Now see where Gremmy's magic has brought me. I wish I were back home on my what-not shelf," thought Bunny Boy to himself. But after a moment, he looked at the big bird-like creature nearest him and said, "Who are you?" The big creature, who was almost 3 feet tall, shook his short wings and replied, "I am Penny Penguin, the king." Bunny Boy opened his eyes wide and said to the next bird, "And who are you?" "I am Penny Penguin, the king," said this one, just as the other one had. Bunny Boy asked each of the creatures the same question, and each one gave him the same answer. "I am Penny Penguin, the king." The little rabbit, cold and afraid, rubbed the bump on his head. He shook the snow from his floppy ears, and then he said bravely, "See here now, who is really the king? You cannot all be kings." "Oh, yes, we can," said the nearest penguin. "We are all kings. Each of us is a king penguin. Don't you like it?" "Oh, yes, I like it. I like kings," said the frightened little rabbit. "I did not know where I had landed. It seems that I am in the land of kings." "That is right. You are in the land of kings, the land of the king penguins," said the penguin. "Now we will take you to our ice palace." "No, thank you," replied Bunny Boy. "I have had enough ice and snow. Please show me the way to a good brush pile or a hole in the ground." "Brush pile? Hole in the ground?" the penguins laughed. "Follow us. We will show you the way to our ice palace." "But I cannot fly," said Bunny Boy. "Fly? We cannot fly either. We use our wings to help us swim. Come with us, and we may catch a fish for you on the way," said the big penguin. "Fish?" thought Bunny Boy. "I am very hungry, but I cannot eat a fish." He watched the strange birds waddle away. Then, since there seemed no other place to go, he followed them. The penguins soon came to the edge of the icy shelf of land. Then they jumped into the cold water and swam away. The little rabbit was so surprised that he slipped into the water too. He tried and tried to get back on the icy bank, but each time he slipped back into the water. At last he called to the penguins, "Help me, help me! I cannot swim in this cold water." Hearing his cry, some of the penguins helped him out of the water. Again they told him to follow them across the ice to their palace. As they waddled along, Bunny Boy said, "If we come to a good patch of carrots or lettuce, I should like to stop and eat my dinner." "Carrots, lettuce, ha, ha, ha," laughed the penguins. "Oh, well, some good green grass will be all right," said Bunny Boy. "Ha!" laughed the penguins again. "You will not have green grass for dinner. You will have a good dinner in our palace. Here is our palace now." "But I do not belong in a palace. I am not a king," said Bunny Boy. "We will make you a king," said the penguin. "Make me a king?" cried Bunny Boy. "Then you must have magic." "You will see," said the penguin. "This is a big piece of ice, and it is your throne. Sit down on the throne, and we will put a crown on your head. Then you too will be a king." The little rabbit hopped up on the icy throne and sat there, looking at the strange crown made of icicles with a snowflake on each point. As the penguins put the crown on his head, Bunny Boy cried, "I don't want to be a king. I want to go home. I wish I could remember Gremmy's magic word. Alakazip, or whatever it was he said." Just then faraway thunder rolled, and the icy throne began to slide. Bunny Boy had spoken the magic word that made things grow smaller. First his head, and then his body grew smaller. Soon the icicle crown slipped over Bunny Boy's flopped ear and dropped down from his feet. The surprised little rabbit quickly jumped out of the crown that now circled his feet and went sliding across the ice-covered land. The penguins flapped their wings and cried, "Look, look! The world is turning topsy-turvy, and our bunny king is slipping away. Is he a king, or is he a magician?" The oldest penguin shook his head and said, "He is a magician. See how little he has made himself, and he has turned the world upside down so that he can go back to his home."